Hey everyone, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Dragonyhm. In the last episode, we went to Mount Dragonyhm to obtain the Scalium ore. Right now I'm back in Dragonyhm because I realized last episode that I forgot to cover this building here to my left. So this is the shooting gallery. You can play this game to obtain additional trading cards. Again, you can completely skip over this if you're not interested in collectibles. But I'm just going to do a quick demonstration here. So once again, not relevant to this story, you can visit this place if you want to gather any trading card collectibles. So now that we've obtained the Scalium ore, we can head over to the forest where we will obtain our next two dragon scales and complete some side quests. Go ahead and activate this fast travel platform. Alright, so first thing you want to do before you even enter the forest is come over here to the right and take note of this rock formation here on the right. Take a screenshot or a picture if you can. That will come into play later. Now we've got some story stuff. Welcome, young Chris. We have been expecting you. Please come this way. No way, is that him? This adorable boy? Right on schedule too. You've gotten really good at this, Met. Alright, cutie, come inside. There he is. Oh, Chris, welcome back. We're glad to see you again. Oh, he doesn't remember us, Jenny. Likely accurate. His mind was still forming last you saw him. Of course, it was so long ago that you were just a babe. Apologies. Allow us to introduce ourselves. Bastel is a name you're gonna love me. My name is Metria, exactly and precisely. And I'm Janessa. People call us the White Witches of the Forest. We've known your family since around the time you were born. We actually met your father during the war, shortly after we had graduated as witches. Janessa, the brew. Oh, that's right. We were actually planning to have something ready for your arrival, Chris. We had sent our apprentice out to gather ingredients, but she hasn't returned yet. Unfortunately, this is a very delicate procedure, so we can't leave. I'm sorry to ask this so soon, but would you mind helping us out by finding the ingredients and perhaps also our apprentice? We need only 3 more Gonrad. It's a fungus that only grows here in the forest. We eagerly await your return. There is much to catch up on. While I'm here, go ahead and save. And check upstairs. Some extra lore here if you're interested. And we can't get that chest yet. Alright, so this sign here, spoils for the keen. That has to do with the rock formation we took a screenshot of before we entered the forest. And you got these sort of chomp chomp like enemies from Mario. First things first, I'm going to go up here and grab this. Take a little bit of damage as I do. These guys aren't too bad to avoid. Get our secret 10 coins there. Loot that chest. So that ghost is referencing the next puzzle that we'll need to obtain a Gonrad. I am going to quickly go back and recover my health. Actually, I could probably just use a potion. Now we got our second Gonrad. Alright, so for this puzzle, you have these areas with stone circles, like the one just north of me. Once you step on them, a mushroom will spawn, and if you quickly make it to it, you can obtain that mushroom. Once you obtain one mushroom here, you can't activate these circles anymore. So let's head north here, talk to the old woman here. She'll give us a sandwich. It can get pretty lonely here in these woods, especially since my husband passed. My husband was a hunter, see. There are traps set up in the woods, so be mindful of those. Oh, the traps have been giving you some trouble? My husband was also a bit of a prankster, but for them to be chasing kids around, I don't think he was capable of that kind of enchantment. Truth be told, he wouldn't catch much with those traps. Most of the animals around here got pretty used to avoiding them. Sorry for the trouble they've caused you, and for talking your ear off. I've just finished making some hearty venison sandwiches. I'd like to leave one with you for your troubles and for your company. Enjoy the sandwich, young man, and do be wary of traps. Go ahead and loot this chest. So that sandwich we can use on the guy in the house just before the forest, just to the north of the dungeon down here, and he will give us wood for the raft. Alright, we head all the way north and talk to this guy who's quite grumpy. He's the brother of the fisherman. Sigh, living in the north end of Gonrad, I thought I'd done away with needing to lock my door, but then you showed up. Do you make a habit out of barging into people's homes like this? Would you mind telling me what you're doing in my house? So, Fisherman sent you on a delivery run, did he? Well, I would be the twin brother you're looking for. I'll take that package off your hands. Well, I'll be. It's the lure I'd lent him, 5 years ago, no less. Next time he bothers you, you can tell him from me to put that forsaken fishing rod down and to come see me himself. I wouldn't mind his company once in a while. Could you leave now? Right. Yeah, no, that's fine. You could just go through my possessions and take them without asking. I really wouldn't mind. And you can see on the left there is a first enemy that we have in this region, our troll. And on the left there is the Quaxel that we need to rescue for that guy in Dorgantown. Alright, so I'm at 43 out of 55 health. Once you pass through here, there'll be some enemies. I'm going to skip over them for now. I'm going to fight this guy to get that Quax, or I guess not. We'll skip over him. If memory serves, this would have been the missing Mr. Wiggles. Picked up Mr. Wiggles. So I'm going to fight this troll, gain some XP, because we do need to hit around level 50 before we enter that first dungeon. So it takes 23 damage from Soul Shot. I don't remember if these guys are weaker to physical or magic. It looks like slightly weaker to physical. Of course I get a crit. He has 7 health left. And a trading card. I'm gonna use a potion here. I'm gonna skip over these guys for now because we have some story to progress. If you notice as well, these enemies in the forest are slightly higher than the mine, which is why we did the mine first. And now that we beat that first troll, this other guy gets scared off. You've saved me, thank you. I don't often get to venture into places alone. I was having a pleasant time before I got hopelessly lost and those trolls appeared. Gonrad Forest sure is harrowing. I couldn't imagine living here, permanently like the White Witches. They had sent me to gather constituents for their brew. That's why I was out here in the first place. Oh, you know the White Witches? They had sent you out here as well? Ah, you're the guest they were expecting, the West Dragon Boy. My sincerest apologies for troubling you. I've only managed to find one Gonrad, but I think the White Witches ought to know about the strange happenings in this forest. Let's return for now. So we will have to make our way back into the forest at some point. But we have to go through this story first. Trolls this time of year, animal traps coming to life and giving chase. Lola, that is most unusual. Indeed, the forest trolls are generally not seen this far out until the autumn, and inanimate objects generally do not have souls. Yes, 2 of them had attacked me. Thankfully, Chris had appeared just moments later. I don't think I would have been able to handle them both on my own. A few more strikes and the fence may not have lasted. I wish I could have gone with. I hardly ever get to blast trolls anymore. In any case, you're safe now. We're sorry for subjecting you to that. You can take it easy and recover your mana. Unfortunately, we still don't have enough Gonrhyms, but I don't think I can ask you to go back out there again, Chris. Don't be daft, Jenny. He's totally all fired up. He can handle those beastie brutes. Go on, Chris. Take out a few more if you can. I'm counting on you living out my dream through you. That's chivalrous of you, Chris, but please don't feel you must go out there again to get more. We'll try to figure something out. Go ahead and recover my health and save the game. Let's talk to Lola. Please don't risk yourself any further, Chris. And head back into the forest. The boy's back and he smells like Gonrhyme. Well done, Chris. We now have enough Gonrhyms between the two of you. You may hand those over to me. Hand the Gonrhyms over to Janessa. What are you thinking, Chris? It does, doesn't it? I think we're in for a treat. Voila. Eat up, kids. It's the culmination of brewing knowledge, a traditional Gonrad Gonrhyme stew. Janessa, Blastel, Metria, this is amazing, and I'm grateful to be enjoying it among such great company. I'm feeling rather tired now. Would I be able to rest upstairs? By all means, Ola, allow me. This is convenient timing. We have something to discuss with you, Chris. We are aware that your dear father is missing, and we've had sparing contact with him. You may have noticed the Zambala clan activity as of late. This, the monsters you faced, and your father's absence, they are all related. Allow us to explain. Get comfy, this is going to be a long one. Young Chris, do you know of the Archendi Dragon War? It concluded approximately 15 years ago. Not long after you were born, in fact. Or, if not that, you may remember that your pops has an honorous title. The and its people, one given authority to act on his own for the safety of all. He earned that distinction way back then. It may be hard to imagine with them nearly extinct now, but dragons were very common during that era. They ranged greatly in power, but some were strong enough to be deemed effectively impossible to slay. Dragons that not even your father could manage. For such dragons, alternative solutions were sought. Still, for someone from a magicless bloodline, he was unreal on the battlefield, almost as strong as yours truly. A method for dealing with these unkillable dragons eventually became revealed. You could call it divine inspiration. Basically, a dragon could be sealed, forced into a prolonged state of hibernation that, if maintained, could last practically forever. We used this method to great effect during the war, once discovered. 5 uniquely powerful dragons were sealed away in a series of tactical locations. One such location is just south of the forest. You may have noticed it on your way up here, the flooded ancient prison that the locals refer to as Bone Shackle Basin. There's just one teensy-weensy little problem though. One of those dragons was sealed with your old man's help is maybe a little bit stronger than the others, just a tad, almighty and supreme above the rest. Just a little bit of an unrivaled living god, one might say. We weren't totally sure if the sealing ritual would work quite the same in the first place, and well, with the revelation of the sealing method also came a prophecy. The dragon Blastel refers to the dragon of Blackest Night. Unless a certain condition is maintained, its power would continue to swell. Unfortunately, Chris, that condition had been broken soon after the dragon was sealed. Mistakes were made, we all tried to do what we could, but at the wars and the Black Dragon's power had already begun to expand exponentially. Continuing to this day, we can consider Ark and, nay, the entire world to be fortunate that the beast had already been sealed before the start of this expansion. And as for your dad, that dummy still blames himself for this. War is very trying, Chris. We don't always make the best choices, especially when loved ones are at stake. The gist is that your father feels personally responsible for letting the condition break. Right now, he is out there investigating on his own, trying to bear the world on his shoulders. The Black Dragon seal has persisted for the last 15 years, but it is virtually guaranteed to break free of it in time. There is evidence to suggest that this eventuality is rapidly approaching, and our attempts to reinforce the seal yield a disquieting lack of results. Monsters appearing in droves, inanimate objects on the fritz, unusually bad storms, and other unnatural events. These are some of the signs. And to top it all off, that Rykard creep is taking advantage of all, really putting his lackeys to work all over Arkend. Rykard Zambala, head of the Zambala clan. Rykard should be unaware of the prophecy, but your father recently reported that even the lesser grunts have been getting stronger with their dark magic. We can't help but feel that they're also connected somehow. How they stand to benefit from the chaos unfolding is unclear, but Rykard has long held a powerful grudge against the kingdom of Arkend. Janessa, I believe now would be a good time. Of course, you may bring it down now. Young Chris, you found one of these before, haven't you? The pearlescent white object in her outstretched hand elicits the same familiar feeling. Received a dragon scale. The look on his face says it all. So it's true. Chris, the attachment you feel to these scales, these are, you see... Well, we think that if you like them so much, it would be fine to keep collecting them. I mean, they certainly are pretty, aren't they? Such an ethereal shine. It's normal for a adventurous young boy to be interested in picking up such things as he goes about. Having a hobby is important, and we're glad that you're so interested in historical items like these. Indeed, dragon scales have been plentiful in Arkend since the war. They are quite durable, taking long to decompose after all, interesting from a material standpoint. Of course, there are countless varieties, as many as there were dragons, but this type must just be the most interesting to you. A normal preference. I do not know the species, please do not ask. You two are unbelievable. Lola, glad to see you're up and well, thank goodness. It's probably about time you're escorted back to the capital. I will also let your father know about your progress today. Thank you, Janessa, Metria, and Blastel, for bearing with me. I will keep practicing to master that technique, I promise. It's been an honor, precious apprentice. Remember, deep controlling breath. Understood. And thank you once again, Chris. Seeing how calmly you handled that troll was inspiring. Perhaps we could do that again sometime. Taking them on together. Janessa, I'm ready to go. Right then. Chris, it was wonderful seeing you again. I will be away, but you are welcome to stay for as long as you need. Be sure to check in with your mother every so often, though. Blastel and Metria will be here in the meantime. Take care. We'll be here if you need us, kiddo. And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap that episode. First, gonna recover my health and then save here.